Hello and welcome to Port Update. Today we're talking with Bryant Francis, who is the Director of Aviation for the Port of Oakland at Oakland International Airport. Hello, Bryant.
Hi, Marilyn. How are you?
I'm good. I hope you're well and safe.
I'm doing just fine. Hope the same is true for you.
Thank you. I feel good. Tell me some things that you're doing at the airport to make travelers and, of course, people who work there more comfortable.
Marilyn, we placed a greater focus on our sanitation and disinfecting efforts throughout all of the public spaces, especially the high touch point areas throughout the terminal. We placed social distancing markers and queue lines at ticket counters and boarding gates. We're installing plexiglass cough shields at Terminal 1 ticket counters and boarding gate podiums, which Southwest has already done in Terminal 2. We've implemented an initiative consisting of visual and audio messaging throughout the terminal with CDC health guideline references. And we've also installed over 50 touchless hand sanitizer dispensers throughout the terminal. So those are just a few examples of our efforts.
We know that worldwide travel is off by huge numbers. How is that impacting Oakland International Airport?
Marilyn, that's very true. Travel is down more than 90% from this time last year. In March, for instance, Oakland International Airport saw a nearly 60% decline in passenger activity. And that's only because the effects of the pandemic didn't really begin until the second half of the month. But in April, with the full month of impact, we saw a nearly 95% reduction in passenger activity. So we saw across the entire month less than 50,000 passengers traveling through our terminal facility. And that is in comparison to over 1.1 million in April of 2019. We really survive on user fees because we don't receive any local taxpayer funds to go towards the operation of the airport. So what we've had to do is really tighten up our operation. We have cut our expenditures in every way imaginable. We have put some of our projects on the back burner that are not directly related to safety and security, things that we can delay for a little bit longer. And we're looking at all sorts of cost-cutting measures that we can take so that we can weather this storm and continue to operate the airport on a day-to-day basis.
The impact on the airport is significant, but what about the jobs that the airport supports?
There are thousands of Bay Area residents who work at the airport itself. We have over 200 tenants at the airport, and so it is something that goes far beyond just getting on board a flight. It's also our air cargo operators. It's all the businesses that exist in our North Field. And it goes even beyond because the economic generation that is the airport and that occurs at the airport has a ripple effect.
Bryant, what's your advice to people who have to fly right now and those who are considering flying when the time is right?
Marilyn, that's a great and very timely question. So, and focusing on the need angle for travel first, I'd say to watch for a shift in the national messaging because it may soon be deemed reasonable for people to travel for what's non-essential, such as a vacation. Also, I would say to research the flight schedules to get you from point A to point B because a lot of flights have been canceled due to the low demand. I'd also research the conditions in the areas that you're looking to travel to, just so you know what to expect. So for us here in Oakland, there is currently a mandate of the Alameda County Health Officer that everyone accessing public facilities must wear a face covering. Not only travelers, but also employees and anyone else who's entering the terminal building. Our airlines are currently requiring all passengers to wear face coverings.
We've heard that some airlines are no longer serving Oakland International Airport. Can you update us on that?
JetBlue is one of the carriers that has served Oakland for a number of years, actually over 20 years, and they ended their operations at the airport at the end of March. We did just receive news that American Airlines, another long-standing partner of ours, is going to end its service at Oakland in early June. And unfortunately, this is something that's going to be happening at airports all over the world because, again, we know that demand is at a really low level right now. There are serious financial considerations, and These are the types of decisions, the tough decisions that airlines are going to be making. And unfortunately, this is one that did directly impact Oakland with Americans.
Do you see air travel recovering? When and how?
I absolutely do. We've seen times in the past where travel has been severely impacted. Nothing quite like this with the pandemic. The consensus is that it's going to be a long process. There are various factors that are going to contribute to that. But the really important thing for us to remember here is that we're doing a lot behind the scenes to ensure that we're ready for when passengers are ready to return to the airport and to hop on board in greater numbers and fly away.
How do you manage to keep the airport running when there are so few travelers right now?
The airport environment is one that requires a constant maintaining of safety and security at very high levels, keeping us open and operational. We're deemed essential infrastructure along with the seaport, and so we must remain functional. There are numerous federal requirements that we must adhere to as operators of a commercial airport. Now, in the age of COVID-19, there is a longer list of requirements that we are adhering to continue operating, and they certainly relate directly to the shelter-in-place order and also CDC health guidelines. Many members of my team are based in the admin office or working from home right now, but about 2/3 of the staff at the airport, there are about 250 of us in total, about 2/3 of those team members have to work at the airport because that's where their duties are. So that's something that is a bit of a challenge for us right now, but we're working through it. And one thing we're doing a lot more of today is tenant engagement surrounding just the business arrangements and also operational coordination. It takes a tremendous amount of energy and manpower to keep the airport going day to day.
Bryant, there's been some recent market surveys about travelers and considering getting on a plane again.
I think it's good news to hear that people largely do want to travel again. I think that the lion's share of the business is going to be leisure for a while. So people getting away to a vacation, but probably most importantly to see family.
I'm wondering, where are you going to be traveling?
Maryland, I am very much looking forward to visiting my family back east to see all of them and get some very much needed time with my loved ones. I think that's something that we are holding a little bit closer to our hearts, that notion of family and communion. And so I'm very much looking forward to traveling again and having the chance to catch up with my family and my friends.
Any final thoughts that you would like to share?
We're looking ahead to consider the ways in which our operation may be required to change. And we're also looking at the areas where we can maintain or in some cases enhance the customer experience. This is all really in the name of being prepared for the day when passengers decide the time has come for them to return to the skies in greater numbers. And I can tell you that when that does occur, we will be ready and waiting, and we're very much looking forward to it.
Thank you so much for your time, Bryant. Be well, be safe.
Thank you. You do the same, Marilyn. Take care.
Thank you.